always, salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. And as always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. I don't have a name for this one just yet, but it'll be something along the lines of not trusting these devils. Take heed to the prophets. Take heed to, the Lord's mouthpiece. That's probably better. Basically, I was having some late night thoughts on the fact that, not only these different people, these different nations that are here in Babylon, but primarily our people, take heed to Esau's sayings, man. Esau's enchantments, Esau's lies. After all, our people want to be told lies, They want to be taught smooth things that their hearts could, feel warm and safe at all times. And so they look at Esau for the answer. And here it is, Esau is the one blatantly lying, to the point where it's like the latter end of the people that are taking heed of this devil is going to be death, man. Right? And I'm not gonna make this long at all, man. I was just thinking back how maybe like, I want to say 4 to 6 months ago, there was a big issue about maybe even longer than that. I'm not 100% sure. Because sometimes, you hear shit in Babylon and you're just like, man, now this, huh? But it had to do with obesity, man. Overweight Americans, which the majority of Americans are, for the most part. Maybe it's like a 50-50 thing. Definitely more than 70 or 80% are suffering from some type of issue, whether it be because of being overweight or just underlying issues, whatever, but definitely 80%, maybe more, man, are under or take these so like I'm just making my way through this intersection. Definitely 80% of people are under medication, man, which makes you susceptible or more susceptible to demons, man, but to stick to the topic, man, there was a big push by the Biden administration to almost like shame the people that shame overweight people, fat shaming as they call it, and you have a lot of people, man, that have these issues going with them, and if nobody really tells them straight up and down, man, listen, first of all, you shouldn't be overweight. That leads to other issues, other things that could go on with your health, let alone, you could die from it and whatnot. If you don't tell these people that, who else are they going to hear it from? Because when they go to their doctors will be more than happy to oblige with hooking them up with medications, man. Oh, this will work or that'll work. And I think it was something like $35 billion that managed the Biden administration was going to leave or left Trump and his administration with that high of a bill, as far as like having to pay, for basically medications, and it was gonna come out of our pocket, the so-called citizens, man. We were gonna cough that up, which was the plan, and you could tell it's a demonic pharmaceutical plot, man, conspiracy, if you want to call it that too, because that's exactly what it is. These people come together and they conspire, man. you know, and how to get richer, how to maintain that, you know, negative vibe over Babylon, man, which America, man, goes into the word amargo, which is bitter. And no doubt Americans are definitely bitter as hell, man, especially in these last days, right? Well, their sweet American values, as they say, or just whatever it is that they love about it is coming to an end, man. You know, Babylon is through. But again, to stick to the point, you know, Esau tricked most simple ass Babylonians, including our people, that being overweight and staying as such was okay. You know what I mean? That was his like ongoing propaganda, if you will, right? And you have people that are overweight that were speaking out, you know, saying that it, you know, backing it up basically, or backing up what Biden has said, that, you know, there's nothing wrong. They even had the likes of you know, Lizzo, whatever her name is, the end up, you know, trying to prop up or trying to, you know, amp up Koholo Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah 441 just passed by. It's 144, but it was backwards, right to left, 144. You know, you had these people, and they used the end up to as a poster child, one of the poster childs, to say that it was okay to be unhealthy, man. Basically, that was her whole thing, you know. And people ate it up, you know, knowing that overweight people have more medical issues than others, man. But it just goes to show you, man, how methodical these demons are, man. You know. As a matter of fact, let's just start bringing out some scriptures. The first one I want to bring out is the book of Psalms 64:6. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both their inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Right? Because these devils will think about, you know, have their think tanks and whatnot, and all the resources in the world, graphs, computer simulations, all types of shit, to see how they could accomplish something that benefits them. You know, starting with the elites, right, and then everyone else under them that they need in order to stay in power, you know, and us in the dark. You know, as long as we're in the dark, they'll be in. As long as our people are in the dark, 2/3 of our people are in the dark, they would be in power, man. You know, and if it wasn't for the remnant that's breaking down the strongholds, the prophets that were set up in these last days to basically break those mental strongholds, you know, you wouldn't have the rest of the elect 1/3 waking up, and the hope, or not so much the hope, how should I call it, you know, the fact that all of Israel shall be saved, man, you know, by the Lord, of course, but by the men that he set up to bring out these to bring out this truth, right? Because the scripture says that the Lord has reserved, I think it says 7,000 men that will not bow the knee to Baal, man. And those are the prophets, man. That's the 1/3. All right, the elect that's not with the BS, man. Okay, because 2/3 of our people are just joined onto them, man. Okay, and they, you know, this is why it says they're both their thought and their heart is deep, man, because they go into these things and they measure it out and they count the cost, man. You know what I'm saying? And they put it to work. All right, Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Okay, so it's like these devils know what time it is, man, because they setting up the time, you know, through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Don't get it twisted. All right, that always has to be I forget how to say that word, but that always has to be mentioned, because, you know, you got people that are too simple, man, you know, and You also have Jakes that are just waiting for us to slip up. You know what I mean? So they could say, you see, this man said this or this man said that. Even though they're gonna make a man for make a man an offender for the word, man, for a word. Yeah, and the word is, the truth, the gospel, man. All right. So these devils, man, we know that they're set up by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. As the scripture says in the book of Job, that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? They were given unto him. And also, Job also tells you that, that there are physicians of no value. They have no type of value, man. Most of these pharmaceutical companies have been around for 80, 100, 130, 150 years, man. Just like the insurance companies. This is very old money, man. And yet, these pharmaceutical companies, not one of them ever cured anything, man. And you know who most of them are owned by, man. Those 1948ers that, basically, along with the rest of the Edomites, are a cancer to this whole planet, man. Which is why, just like you do with cancer, naturally you eradicate it. Well, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to eradicate these niggas off the face of the earth, man. No longer would you see these people's faces, man. They'll be out for a while, because they're going to be under ultra-violent subjection, and people will be like, man, are these the people that made the earth shake, as the scriptures tell you? Because it's going to be hard to believe that when they're put in their natural state, it's going to be hard to grasp that the fact that these niggas is the one who had the world on lock for a while, man. And having all the resources, all the influence, did nothing but rape, pillage, murder, and destroy the earth, man. Right? And the scripture says that he's going to destroy them to destroy the earth. So the latter end of this devil is to be completely annihilated, man. All right? All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for that, man. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right? These people, think about these situations, these things. They might email, text, call, or whatever. Their assistants get everything else gathered and, their think tanks or whatever, however the fuck it works, man. However but the scripture's clearly telling you here that, they devise iniquity and work evil, man, and work bad times upon their beds. These devils can't even sleep, man, without thinking of a way to instill evil and iniquity on earth, man. Especially on you Jakes, man. Especially on you Jakes. Again, if it wasn't for the remnant, man, and it was up to the 2/3, we will be in the captivity forever. And it could be blatantly obvious that, and clear as day, that we are in captivity, that these devils don't care about us, that, look at the history, the truth of it, and they still, having that severe Stockholm syndrome disease on them, they will still look to their daddy Esau, man. And to the point where you got Jakes fighting tooth and nail to protect E. Not even other nations. It's just they just worry more about E, showing you that the scriptures is cutting these fools, man. It's cutting these fools, man. And that it is true, man, because this is going to manifest through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. These devils are going to be taken out of business, man. No longer will they be in power, man. I'll leave you with this last one. This is the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. Right? The scriptures show you what a good diet should be. Shows you what to stay away from. Shows you, teaches if you have infirmities, how the Lord How Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai made medicine from the earth, man. You know? Anything and everything that we have right now. Now, though, this devil is taking seeds out. He's manipulating the genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? This is him trying to play God. But, you know, through prayer, fasting, right? Asking, begging the Lord to help you, you know, even without consuming these things. If it be the Lord's will, 414 again, call Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. If it be the Lord's will, he will ease you or cure you from whatever disease you have, right? But also, if you pray over your food and the things that you're using to treat yourself, he will also bless it, man. You know, it could be oranges without seeds and lemons and stuff, and you make a shake, and the Lord, if it be the Lord will, he'll put all the nutrients that those fruits need, man, that smoothie needs, man, to start making you better or make you better, man. You know, so it's all about faith, man, in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, not in these fucking devils, man. You can't trust your enemy, man. You know, 2/3 of our people don't know who their enemies are. And if they do, you know, the Lord has blinded them to the point where they still follow this man, you know. But what does the scripture say, man? That, you know, if the blind follow the blind, both of them shall fall into the ditch, you know. This devil setting up Jake and setting up the rest of the world. And not only is he going to accomplish that by people falling for his bullshit, you know, like the MOTB, but he's also going to fall for it, man. He's also going to be, he's also going to suffer the consequences, you know. He's also going to suffer the consequences, and we cannot wait for that, man. You know, I mean, we can, you know, but, you know, the Lord can't come any quicker, man. So I pray this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Salutations to you brothers in the highways, byways, and hedges. Salutations also and always goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. The rest of the hopeful elect. To you all I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and a Baba Ball.